So if you're like many South Africans, you're probably scratching your head today, a week after the election, going, how in the world did MK get so large? Nearly 15% of the popular vote, and they ran away with KwaZulu-Natal. Well, the Monday morning quarterbacks and the amateur sleuths and amateur analysts are giving us all sorts of solutions and telling us that people just ignored MK all along. But many of us didn't ignore MK. We talked about MK. So let's delve into why Umkhonto we Sizwe, under Jacob Zuma, who's not a member of the party, still a member of the ANC, is so popular today. So let's talk about this phenomenon that is Jay-Z and Umkhonto we Sizwe. This morning I'm sharing the stage with guinea fowl, and quite a few of them, as you can see. They're sharing the stage with guinea fowl and barking dogs in a residential area here in Somerset West. So let's talk about this phenomenon that is Jacob Zuma. Listen, you don't rise being basically functionally illiterate to the highest levels of power around the world unless you're ruthless, clued in, and really maybe have something on other folks. You understand how things work. Now, people have been saying that Jacob Zuma is a buffoon, he's an idiot. Well, his behavior certainly demonstrates that, but has he been the clever idiot all along? I'm not sure he's a clever idiot, but what I can say is that Jacob Zuma's emotions and his juvenile behavior get the best of him at times. And we've seen that in the build-up to this election as the MK party imploded. They were accused, some of their members who were bum-hurt left the party, went to the Independent Electoral Commission, accused the party of fraudulently forging signatures to get on the ballot. We saw it with Jabulani Khumalo ejected from the party, the man who supposedly founded the party, and Jacob Zuma telling all kinds of stories. And the reinvention of Jacob Zuma has been really interesting, to say the least, if you're paying attention. He's been making social videos. The octogenarian is all over the place telling people what a victim he is and how he has suffered horribly. Well, I'd like to hear from the families of the people who died at Quattro in Angola. And let's hear a little bit more insight into the life of Jacob Zuma. That would be nice. But many analysts, many Monday morning quarterbacks here in South Africa, in the media, are now going around saying that, well, people underestimated Jay-Z. They dismissed him. They took him as a buffoon. Well, many of us may have looked at him in that fashion, but certainly recognized the threat that he posed to the existing political order. Now, I'm talking about a physical threat. I'm talking about a threat to the political order. That political order, of course, is the collapsing, falling, dying African National Congress. And for that matter, the opposition, which is unable to get additional voters. The Democratic Alliance even lost voters in this election. They're down 100,000 plus voters over 2019 and down over 500,000 from 2014 when Helen Zille and the party reached its zenith. So MK, why are they so popular? Well, there's a number of reasons. Number one, there's this whole ethnic thing. Yeah, you can't dismiss that. Let's play games. No, let's not. There's an ethnic component to this. Zulu voted for Jacob Zuma. You're not going to find many Afrikaners, many Xhosa, many Venda, certainly not many Venda, Tswana, Basotho, who went and voted for Jacob Zuma, because his position is not one of real policies. The party is vaporware. There is no MK. It's simply a cult of personality that follows Jacob Zuma, and his popularity among Zulus is quite evident. We know that. Look at the nonsense he got away with when he was president. Look at the nonsense he gets away with when he's supposed to go to jail for contempt of court. And then, after disrespecting the court, he turns it around and says, well, you know, I'm the oppressed. I'm the one that came after it. You know, we shouldn't have Roman Dutch law. Really? Traditional law? It's already on the books. It already is here in South Africa. This is pandering to populist interest. And that's the bottom line here with Jacob Zuma. He panders to populist interest. And that works. It works. It works in Hungary. It works in the United States. It works in Germany. It works in the UK. It works in South Africa for a segment of society. But it doesn't create a coalition or a bloc large enough to run these countries. It simply does not. So what's going to happen with MK? Well, we will see. With 14.8% of the popular vote, Jacob Zuma is now running his mouth saying, well, we won't go to parliament. Well, who's that going to hurt? So you won't be in parliament. Yay! No one's going to miss your 58 votes. You don't need your 58 votes for a quorum. Jacob Zuma seems to think he has more power than he does. The strongest power that Jacob Zuma has is not the 14.8% and the 58 members of the national parliament, nor the control of KwaZulu-Natal. The strongest source of power for Jacob Zuma is his ability to convince people that he's a victim when he's not. That is his strength. And it works. He'll continue to push it, the octogenarian. But here's something I will tell you. There'll be Monday morning quarterbacks and pundits that come with this after the fact. But once again, I'm going to give it to you long before others have. And I've been saying this ever since this party was founded. Just like the economic freedom fighters, This is a vanity project. This is a cult of personality. When Julius Malema is gone, there is no EFF, unless it changes dramatically. When Jacob Zuma is gone, there is no MK. And let's talk about MK and his platform. Have you read its manifesto? You want to talk about a racist document full of bile and hatred? That is the document. It's shocking. You know, in South Africa, people get in trouble for what they say. That should include political manifestos when you call for the horrific things that they're calling for there. But MK, make no mistake, is popular. Very popular. And now we have Lindiwe Sisulu, Walter Sisulu and Albertina Sisulu, who must be rolling in the graves, embarrassed at this 70-year-old septuagenarian who disgraces herself with naked, blatant, obvious race hustling, calling for a black pact, telling the natural allies. And again, as I said last night on my live stream, the only natural allies for the ANC in this post-election would be the Democratic Alliance. Not something I favor, but it's the only natural alliance. EFF, MK are not natural allies, and certainly not the Inkatha Freedom Party. Remember, the Inkatha Freedom Party was Inkatha under Mangosuthu Buthelezi, and 20,000 of their leaders, their members, were murdered by ANC in the 1980s and 1990s. How does that make them your natural ally? I think there should be some long-held animosity there. Whatever the case is, folks, is Jacob Zuma a threat? Is he a threat to public safety? That's another question we got to address here very quickly. Well, in 2021, when he failed to adhere to the court's order, when Bakachile failed to arrest him as he was directed to before midnight on the 8th of July, and the police commissioner, when all of that happened, at least publicly, we're not aware of Jacob Zuma calling for violence. We're not aware of that. We're not aware of him saying anything. He was quite silent at that time. Did his acolytes or his agents spread the violence? Did they encourage people to act up? Well, we've seen the social media from his offspring, his vile offspring, who did encourage it, and they've never been charged with crimes. Somehow they eluded the net. They went after the usual suspects. So, ostensibly, Zuma didn't call for violence in 2021, and we saw what happened in KwaZulu-Natal and in Soweto. So imagine what happened there in 2021 if Jacob Zuma is actually implying a threat of physical violence or seeking to intimidate the government and the Independent Electoral Commission, and voters for that matter. So, you should take him seriously when he says he means things. That's not a prediction. There will be chaos in South Africa. Let's hope there isn't. There's enough trouble right now. It's hectic with the weather. Tornadoes, rain, floods. South Africans have enough natural disasters to deal with, let alone being bothered by the manufactured human political disasters that are out there. Thanks for tuning in, folks. If you're not a subscriber, hit the button and join us right here. We appreciate it. Hey, if you want to leave a super thanks, we appreciate those. Help defray some of the cost of the expensive travel here to bring you objective, informed, cogent, thoughtful analysis from somebody who doesn't have a dog in the fight. Not even that dog. Cheers. We'll catch you later. God bless South Africa. Stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. It's going to get spicy out there. Cheers.